Hello! Greetings, welcome, come on in, sit yourself down, get comfortable, and get ready for a show called Ups and Downs where we go through last night's Raw and we give the good bits an up and we give the bad bits a down. Clues in the name. But I am Simon from WhatCulture, your main Raw critic. You are my audience who's ready to jump in the comments and tell me that my opinion is wrong, and this is, of course, the only damn Raw review show that matters. But enough chatting, and let's get to upping some downing. While the opening segment of Raw last night was bizarre in many ways, I liked it. It was getting up. Mick Foley came out and read a pre-prepared statement that was obviously written by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Then after he was done, he realised that was a bunch of dog, so he started mouthing off about him instead. This led to his mic being cut off and Stephanie McMahon actually coming out to the ring and firing Mick Foley right to his face, because let's be honest, by this point, I don't think the man had been beaten down enough. This is exactly what we needed. One last punch right in his face, and he got no comeuppance, no comeback whatsoever. Then Sami Zayn came out to defend Mick, which led to Samoa Joe coming out, and then those two had a match. Oh, and Zayn lost, of course. It did feel like this whole thing was designed just to kick Foley and Zayn in the balls, but because of that, it worked. I felt really sorry for those two, and they had all my sympathy, and that's what you want from your baby faces. Me sat there going, that's not fair. I want to see them get their revenge. Problem is, they probably won't get their revenge, but that's for another time. It also seems like there may be a Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn match at WrestleMania, but no one said a damn thing about it. Don't know what's going on with that, but Foley was awesome here, and his emotional goodbyes as he was leaving were great too. Triple H saying "have a nice day" right at Foley was pretty dastardly too. And I like that. I like it when the portrayed roles actually come across in the way they're meant to. So Foley was clearly the face, and Triple H was clearly the bad guy. And the real issue is, now I kind of want to see Triple H versus Mick Foley. And that is never happening. What on earth was that Seth Rollins injury update with his doctor? Down. This is basically what it was. Some rehab guy went, "Seth, he do good, but he don't do good enough. Big worries ahead." And then Michael Cole went, "But can we get an update on his knee injury? Do you have an update on the knee injury? What should we expect in terms of an update from the knee injury? Update? You got an update? Who's got an update? Update? I need an update. Do you have an update? Do I have an update? What's the update?" And at no point during any of this did I sit there and think, maybe Seth Rollins won't make it to WrestleMania. They achieved that last week. This week, they did not. Whole thing was rubbish. Didn't like it. Thankfully, the Triple H segment later on in the evening did a much better job in building this all up. It was nothing special, but it was a solid promo by the game, and he let us know in no uncertain terms, in case you were still confused about what was going to happen, that the two are probably going to have an unsanctioned street fight at WrestleMania 33. That is, of course, if we get the relevant update, because we don't get the update, how are we supposed to know what the update is? And that's cool. A stipulation being added to this match actually makes sense, so I'm alright with it. Although that probably means that Triple H will lose because Mick Foley interferes, and that's not so bad, because I do want to see Foley get some revenge, but I think I'd rather see Seth Rollins just win clean. It was a bit weird that literally within minutes Triple H went from, no match to, screw it, we'll have a match. But still, up. Bayley got chewed out by Stephanie McMahon. Then Bayley lost to Nia Jax. Down. Don't really feel like I need to go into this either. It's kind of all there in front of your face. It will be okay if she retains the title at WrestleMania, but I don't think that's going to happen. So for some reason, Bayley got railroaded, and her character's not working on the main roster. Madness. Bayley actually feels a bit like nothing at the moment. Makes me sad. Thankfully though, this does bring us to what I thought was the biggest up of the night, and that was the highlight reel between Chris Jericho and the real Kevin Owens. Using reality to further their feud, Jericho showed an actual picture from when Owens was a kid. He was stood there like this in a Y2J shirt, and then he even revealed text messages, or maybe it was Twitter DMs, I don't know, but messages between the two that Kevin Owens had actually sent Y2J when he first got signed to the WWE. This made the whole thing feel properly legit, and once again, we had a babyface that was a babyface and a heel that was a heel. That is just so good for any storyline because there's no distractions. You're not there being in the crowd going, I'm going to break what I meant to do. You just enjoy it for what it is. Good guys should be good guys. Bad guys should be bad guys. The world is a wonderful place. The whole thing ended when Samoa Joe walked down the aisle and got Chris Jericho's attention, which allowed Owens to attack him from behind And this is better still because it probably means the faction between Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and some other peeps is actually going to happen after WrestleMania. And let me tell you this, that is good. All great this, and I actually think it benefits from not being the main program. It means they can be more creative, there's less people looking at it. Top stuff. Brian Kendrick fought TJ Perkins, and it was over quicker than a hiccup. We're back to this now, are we? The match was as decent as it could have been, and Kendrick stealing Tozawa's passport was alright, but this didn't feel important at all. In fact, it felt like a waste of time. Also, did I miss the point here? But if Brian Kendrick has stolen Tozawa's passport, how did he get out the country or even on a plane to begin with? So he couldn't get back or go, he's got a passport. Either way, it was a down. The Cruiserweights need time, otherwise... That tag team decision on Raw was so pointless. We had the match, but now we're going to threaten to undo that match, and when all was said and done, we're back to that match. Down. For context, Stephanie McMahon told Sheamus and Cesaro that because, I guess, they said goodbye to Mick Foley, do not say goodbye to people anymore, they would now have to face Gallows and Anderson and Enzo and Big Cass, and if they didn't win, they were out in the Mania match. They did win, they're still in the Mania match, and I'm never getting that 5 minutes of my life back. It's gone forever. Be on my deathbed going, oh yeah, they had to watch Sheamus and Cesaro get back in a match they're already in. This was all pretty ridiculous, and there were 1,000 other things you could have done to make the tag team titles actually feel important, because right now they don't feel important to do. They feel like a prop that's just thrown in the corner of the room. They should be front and center. This was nuts. Not going to make a comment about the New Day stuff. Don't want to get involved. Don't want to do it. Just going to let it blow over, and then we'll get back to that in a few weeks. So thumbs middle. Moving on. Austin Aries is great. Neville is great. They're the whole reason to watch the Cruiserweight division, and I genuinely think they could steal the show at WrestleMania. Up. Again, didn't do anything special, but Aries had a good match with Nice, and then afterwards, Neville came out and got right in Aries' face as the two continue to build their feud. These two men are just really good at what they do, and I enjoy watching them. So bravo, lads. Bravo. It sucked that neither Goldberg or Lesnar were on Raw. It didn't matter, because that promo package they had was awesome, and I love an awesome promo package. Up. Quick down for the Charlotte versus Dana Brooke match. We spent a year building that feud, and she beat her by just kicking her in the face. Fans didn't care. I don't get what the point was, and that should be it now. Where Dana Brooke goes, I don't know. But a quick up for the crowd last night. You were loud, you were proud, you made the show more enjoyable. You did chant CM Punk, but that's just par for the course these days. Right, let's end ups and downs with how Raw ended last night, and that is the segment between Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and The Undertaker. It was well thought out, it was well done, it was well executed, it was exciting, but even given that, giving it a down. A few weeks ago I said that I believed Braun Strowman would be the reason we didn't get a proper finish at WrestleMania 33 when Roman Reigns took on The Undertaker. Now after last night, I'm almost convinced of that. As Strowman and Reigns went at it, The Undertaker's gong hit and he did appear in the middle of the ring. He then gave Braun a chokeslam, but when he turned around, the big dog Roman Reigns was there and he gave him a massive spear. The Undertaker sat up, gave him the whole I'm gonna kill you thing. So now I guess Reigns thinks, damn, I'm gonna be killed. Now, this was really good in terms of building to their eventual encounter, but that chokeslam on Strowman wasn't done for the sake of doing it. I mean, right now, Braun isn't even on the WrestleMania 33 card, and he's not in the Battle Royal. So you gotta guess he's figuring into this. And when I take a step back and think about it, I just don't think that's a very good plan long term. If he attacks Roman and Reigns wins by DQ, that sucks. If he attacks Taker and Taker wins by DQ, that sucks. If he attacks both of them and it's a double DQ, that sucks the most of all. There's no outcome here that helps. But Reigns winning by cheating, I don't mean via Braun Strowman cheating, can send him off to Heel City, and Heel City is where he needs to be. So, while this was very well done, its long-term implications worry me. If I'm worried, I have to give it a down, which I did, but I'm still very excited for the match, which I know makes me an ass. And that was it. That was the penultimate show before we get to WrestleMania 33, and while I think it did a lot right, there were some things it did wrong, specifically how you book your champions. Gallows and Anderson don't feel like champions. I forgot Chris Jericho was US champion. Bayley, what do you want me to say about that? Well, I already said things, but you take my point. But still excited for WrestleMania, because it's WrestleMania, and it happens once a year. I've probably only got, 50 more WrestleManias if I'm lucky? Then I'm going to be in the grave. So so I may as well enjoy it. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this, and then like, share, and subscribe. Then go to WhatCulture.com and read the ups and downs articles. Then follow WhatCulture on Twitter. Then come find me there too at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from WhatCulture. You've just been upped and downed, and I'll be chatting to you very soon.